With a staff of approximately 70 employees, South Brooklyn Legal Services touched the lives of nearly 4,000 families last year. The bulk of what we do is we represent people in crisis situations. Often it's our representation that's the difference between a family being housed or being homeless, being destitute, or being able to live on a subsistence income. Through it all, we try to do our work in a way that maximizes our impact on our clients. That means that we engage in complex and protracted litigation and advocacy, as well as the individual cases that we do. Some examples of some of the cases that we've done over the past year are we filed a due process challenge to a denial of employment on behalf of a group of bus drivers. We filed a Fair Debt Collection Practices Act challenge to the way the Department of Education collects debts nationwide. We filed a challenge to the Rent Guidelines Board's rent increases charged against all low-rent, rent-stabilized housing in New York City. And we filed a challenge, an eminent domain challenge, against one of the biggest developers in Brooklyn, which is going up to the Court of Appeals. All our cases, though, big or small, are important because of the impact that they have on the lives of our clients. These are some of their stories.
My name is Roosevelt Christel. This is an agency that has been of tremendous help to me through my legal turmoil that I went through in the last 6 months or so. I had just recently gotten notice that I had an out-of-state warrant that was placed on me 30 years ago, and this stopped my Social Security, and I didn't know what to do, to turn left or right, so I came to South Brooklyn Legal Services here. And Miss Addie Collins and Miss Kathy Bowman, they helped me resolve the case. And I got my Social Security and my health benefit and everything restored to normal again. And the professionalism and the courteous ways that they treated me at South Brooklyn was very soothing.
My name is Martha King. I was having trouble with my mortgage. What I was doing, I was using the savings that I had to pay the mortgage. I was introduced to a very sweet person, Miss Tara Franklin, and I received great service and good advice. And other people that are having the same problems, I would suggest that they would do the same thing, because there is help out here for people. And a lot of people, most especially the elderly people, are very scared to take chances with anybody now. I won. I felt good. It's just like winning the lottery. It is.
Social Security said they overpaid me from when I was on a disability. Thank heavens I found this place. I came down and I was helped right away. Johnston Tyler and Tanya White were my attorneys, and they were very generous with their time and very generous as people.
The best thing that Assemblywoman Millman did was refer me to Brooklyn Legal Services and Mr. Michael Weisberg. When there was no hope, Brooklyn Legal Services restored it. But for them, I would not be living in the apartment that I'm living in today. I would not be working as a teacher today. But for the consummate professionalism of Michael Grinthal, Michael Weisberg, Chip, the law interns, specifically Deborah Diamond, I don't know where I would be.
The case involves a yeshiva that is taking over a rent-stabilized building in Kensington, Brooklyn. And The building is primarily made up of Latino tenants, almost all working families who have been living there fairly happily without problems. And unfortunately, the yeshiva decided that they wanted to evict these tenants, and the entire building was facing an eviction proceeding. We began to work with Neighbors Helping Neighbors, who organized the building. We also worked with legal aid, and we had a wonderful partnership where Neighbors Helping Neighbors is organizing with the tenants. The tenants, they reached out to Assemblyman Brennan's office and de Blasio's office, who were both very responsive, actually. It was really great. The combination and the partnership that we have with Neighbors Helping Neighbors makes for, I think, success.
Nearly 2 years ago, a group of Sunset Park residents came together to oppose the proposed rezoning of Sunset Park. The Department of City Planning had called for an upzoning of several of the avenues and a dramatic change to the commercial zoning structure of the neighborhood. Despite the vocal pleas of Sunset Park residents, churches, and nonprofits to consider the impact this rezoning would have on low-income and minority residents of the community, the Department of City Planning steamrolled the plan through. Our lawsuit alleges that the Department of City Planning violated state and local environmental laws by failing to consider the impact of the plan on the community, including displacement and commercial changes and changes to neighborhood character.
When I interned at South Brooklyn, the attorneys went out of their way to include me in all aspects of their work and to ensure the best learning experience possible. I got the opportunity to participate in high-quality direct legal services and was also impressed by the nurturing work environment. The summer reinforced my plans to pursue a public interest law career after graduation.
My externship was definitely one of the highlights of my legal career. I had the opportunity to learn from people and attorneys here who are really just incredible and passionate about the work that they do, and also really smart and know the ins and outs of legal intricacies of housing law. And I would say, as a legal services organization, I think South Brooklyn just does a really incredible job on very limited resources, and they are very effective advocates for their clients and know how to make the best legal arguments.
South Brooklyn and my firm, Dewey & LaBeouf, have a model partnership of the public interest and private legal worlds. South Brooklyn spends countless hours coaching, training, encouraging young associates from my firm to teach them to become advocates for people in need. And in return, after they return to the firm, the advocates such as myself continue this work.
The first fairly shouts, please. Won't catch me back at the base. Mr. Rest